Good morning. This is Ms Maggie T with Champaign Confessions. Y'all know we done been through a lot of facelifts on this channel, but finally got a solid ground with Champaign Confessions. So I appreciate everybody that's tuned in to all three of our past episodes. We got a new one coming up this Thursday. We're going to be talking about cyberbullying, and we will have special invited guests, Tranquil Ashes. She was on the show before. We was doing another podcast, but she's right on back, going to come in and talk about that body shaming and body positivity that we need to learn. Because with this social media now, it's just, it's on an all-time high of people are just getting bullied and, people getting these alterations because they want to, fit in, if you will. But that's another episode. But the purpose of this one is because it's in my heart to give back to people, especially when you've lived life and you want your experiences to teach a lesson about things. And I don't know who this needs to go to, but this is to somebody that's actually going through divorce depression. Getting by the post-divorce. Yes, you finally did it. Now it's the grief. Now it's the pain. It's the hurt, this detachment that you're going to be going through. So just want to give you some words of encouragement. Life after divorce can be very hard, regardless of how badly you may have wanted out of that relationship. Even if you know that your separation is ultimately a positive thing, you're still grieving a loss, and a divorce recovery can be difficult for a lot of people. Not everybody handles it the same. Sometimes you go back to what you know because you just cannot withstand that grief. And it's okay to acknowledge that. It's really the only way that you're going to be able to learn how to cope with the divorce and overcome the loss. Understanding first and foremost that divorce can be incredibly painful, and it's okay to feel down about it. It's okay to feel regret, and it's difficult on your mental health, because that is essential. Divorce-related depression is real, people, and the challenges that you'll likely face can feel almost impossible to deal with during the divorce process. But the truth is, there are several ways you can survive life after your divorce. Because remember, even if it was you who premeditated it or the other person that pulled away, divorce counseling is an excellent option, because you're not going to be able to walk through this alone. I guarantee it. If you find that you're experiencing post-divorce depression and you're struggling with being able to move on, I'm going to give you some things that is going to help you, okay? I'm going to try to make this short. You already know my videos are about 20 minutes or so, because I can kind of get deep into it. But life during and after divorce is what we're dealing with here today. If you're listening to this purposely, this message is for you. Life during and after divorce can feel overwhelming. Be patient with yourself, because what you're experiencing is a deep loss. Now, that it is. It's a loss, especially if you've been with someone for so long. It's all you know. It's all your family knows. Like I stated, it's that detachment. It's that, some people deal with anxiety, abandonment. There's a lot that comes with it. And that's grief that you're feeling. And that grief comes after any loss in an emotional, challenging situation. And it can be hard to navigate things on your own. Just remember, that is okay to feel the way that you do. But it's what you do during this divorce recovery that's going to make you either better or worse. And it's going to make you feel like you're unsure of yourself. Did I do what was best? Yes. Standing your ground. You knew what you felt. You knew why you wanted to. And if it was reasonable, then stand in that truth. You might question if you're making that right decision, like I stated. And you may be stressed about the finances and wonder if you'll find love again, figuring out how, the children will deal with this and more. That's why there is family counseling. You have things for that. Now they're going to be hurting too. So you have to talk to them, ask them what's going on, have that conversation. And many people going through a divorce starts feeling guilt or shame. They often feel that it's their fault. They couldn't make their marriage work. But you did the best you could. You tried everything. As long as you at least tried and tried your hardest, that's all you can ever do. You can't change a situation that doesn't want to change itself. And you may find that you're angry or that you're resentful towards your spouse. The single most important thing you can remind yourself while you're going through divorce is that all your feelings are valid. Remember that. They are valid. And most importantly, they are very normal. Remember that. And then this part of the mental health impact of the relationship, you're going to go through a process. So, it's going to be going through some stages. You're more tired than normal. You're unable to sleep. You're experiencing a change in your eating habits. You might eat too much or too little. You'll be angry, sad, emotional, numb. You are going to go through some stages that's going to, take you through it. But please know that you're not alone in this journey. So you got to find avenues to vent. Find other people that are going through it. Reach out to people you haven't talked to in a while, but just say, hey, I just need an ear. And be okay if that ear is not there. You have clinical people that you can speak to when that happens. Life takes us through a journey. You might expect that once your divorce is final, you'll finally feel better. You may think that you'll feel like you have a new lease on life or a huge weight lifted, but in reality, many people experience post-divorce depression, a lot more longer during this process. You might even feel that you both may have similar depression symptoms, sleep difficulties, food issues, strong emotions, but it's only temporarily, and this shall pass, and it's going to be a lot of signs of divorce depression, and I want you to know how to recognize it, you're going to have a sudden loss of interest in things you once enjoyed. Once again, the loss of appetite, increase in appetite. You're going to lose weight. You're going to gain weight. You're going to have a lot of difficulty sleeping, excessive, irritability, rage, sudden insomnia. You're going to go through fatigued, difficulty focusing or concentrating, difficulty making decisions, crying spells, even sometimes uncontrollable, feelings of hopelessness, feelings of guilt, might even lead to substance abuse, loss of your sense of self-worth, thoughts of suicide, in extreme cases, suicidal attempts. But don't listen to your inner thoughts at all. If it's the ones that are negative, only listen to the ones that is going to pull you out of that. You are strong. You will survive. It was what was best for you because you have to choose you first. We seem to forget that when it comes to these things. And men go through it too. Everyone goes through it. So, here's some tips for overcoming that depression. Get professional help if you need it. You probably will definitely need it. Yes, depression after divorce is normal. But if it's beginning to interfere with how you function in your day-to-day life, then it's time to answer to it and seek that help. Allow yourself time and space to grieve. People are going to have to understand that you're going through something, so you may not be as reactive as they want you to be. Right now, their concerns are not yours. Give yourself the time you need to go through those emotional stages. Can't even talk, y'all. Of your divorce, so you can effectively heal and move on with your life in a healthy manner, because that's most important. Don't beat yourself up if you are feeling depressed either. Be kind to yourself. If you're feeling depressed, sad, angry, overwhelmed, remind yourself that this is normal. Allow yourself to feel your feelings without any sort of guilt, of shame. Get plenty of exercise, because you're going to be gaining weight or losing weight. You got to maintain your health. And exercise releases endorphins that can help stabilize your mood, energize you, and offer you a wealth of other benefits. It's definitely helpful. And you find that you'll sleep better after you're working out. And it can be long lasting. Focus on your health and what you eat as well. You're going to binge eat. You're going to do whatever just to make yourself feel better. But changing that to the healthy diet can help with depression. When you're eating nutrients that is filled with fruits, greens, less processed food, and foods high in omegas, you start to feel the benefits in a very short period of time. Socialize. Get out of that slump. Walk out of that room. Even if you feel like chores, getting out of the house and being social will be good for you, ask a friend to meet you for coffee or go for a walk. Slowly talk to those people that you isolated yourself from. Realize that you did make some life changes throughout this relationship, and it pulled you into a shell within yourself. So find one or two people you trust and who you feel good when you're around with. It's okay to say, I apologize, I've been so distant, but I need you right about now. And schedule time with them once or twice a month. This will help you through your healing process, because you can enjoy life, you can laugh, you can focus on other things. Get enough sleep. I cannot, tell you that enough, and I'm going through it now. Get sleep, get rest, know your body. It's essential, because it will help you from going through delusional thoughts and anxiety-filled emotions. If you find you're having trouble sleeping, schedule a time every day and stick with it. Turn your phone off. Going to bed at a certain time will help your body, release habit forming. And it can break a unhealthy sleeping pattern. So you just have to discipline yourself and accept help. It's okay to feel like, okay, leave me alone. But if they're there, sometimes the help is needed. And it may be hard to accept, So you might be feeling overwhelmed, and that person can be that person that will help you relieve that. Create a time and space for you. It's your time. Even if it's just 5 minutes out of your day, take that time to breathe is what my therapist, tells me. You need 5 minutes of your time. Close your eyes and just focus on the moment and breathe. Keep a journal. I'm not a writer, but I am a talker. So, once again, in my therapy, if you have to record yourself and then get rid of it, if that helps you, do it. Sometimes journalism isn't everybody. Everybody doesn't like to write, but they can read. They can talk it out. So find the avenues that works best for you. Everybody's, therapy journey or healing journey are different. Be careful about the rebound. You might be quick to get into another relationship, but that's not the best option for you either. And that can be even more harmful to your healing. You need to take time alone to yourself. Don't rush into anything. Because it's the benefit of you. Because if you get into another relationship, you're only just repeating that cycle. And you're drawing yourself more and more and more into another depression, another anxiety attack, another this, another that. And remind yourself that it's just only temporarily. You have a future and you will pull through it, and this shall pass. Find somewhere to volunteer. The distraction will give you a lot of extreme rewards. It's a double duty because you're helping other people and you're helping yourself. Accept what you cannot control. One of the great things you might gain from your divorce is perspective. You might learn that worrying about things you can't control does you no good. And try to focus on the things you can control and make real changes in your life where you can. Are you stuck though? Ask yourself a very simple question. Can I control this? If the answer is no, just tell yourself to move on. And keep an eye on alcohol and drug consumption because you're going to pick it up. Overindulging on occasions isn't necessarily a problem, but while having a good time every so often generally isn't an issue, it's the using it to cope part that is the issue. If you want to have a sip for a good time, do that, but don't let it be because you're masking an issue. So find time to seek help when you're experiencing that anxiety, that detachment. Seek a professional. Okay? And it can be a coach, it can be a therapist, it can be your church, it can be a friend. Wherever you go to seek help when you're feeling that self-harm, suicide, things that you can't pull yourself out of, there are some things that can be suggested by those individuals. But that's everybody's journey, and I'm not here to make any other recommendations beyond a clinical therapist or a professional. So seek help and get the best treatment for you. That's all I got for this message, people. I I pushed through it. I had to do this message even for myself. So I twisted up some words here, but it's genuinely what's best and what's needed. Sometimes we have to have that constant reminder. I'm living it. Until the next time, you guys, this is Ms Maggie T with Champaign Confessions. Tune in to us each and every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope you do get something from this message. And leave a comment if you are experiencing this now and this is helping you. Peace.